Good day, my name is Angelo. This is your most preferred YouTube channel, Nation Voice Tower. I am here with the updates for today. Now, I saw from whatever has been happening in the country, every ministry is having headache. One headache or the other. One headache or the other. So I was like, okay, let me delve into one of the ministries. Now, I took away the Ministry of Aviation and Aerospace Management that is being headed by Festus Keyamo. Why am I taking that particular ministry as a point of analysis? That ministry is one that has been sidelined over time. Not that it has been sidelined, like it has been overlooked. Yes. How was it overlooked? We saw the former Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, and the time he forcefully or he trickishly pulled the first one on Nigerians and on former President Muhammadu Buhari by initiating a fake fraudulent project known as the Nigerian Air Project, where he allegedly embezzled and made away with over 85.4 billion naira. That is another thing. Okay. Now, aside that, he also had other dealings with other government officials which were not made public. All right. Now, the same Ministry of Aviation has been taken over by Festus Keyamo, and Festus Keyamo has been acting all good and throwing blames, sacking people here and there. Most recently, he sacked lots of directors under the Ministry of Aviation. I don't even know why he is sacking them, but if he is sacking them for any reason, maybe misconduct or any sort of, let's say, financial misconduct, I think he should begin with the former Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika. Now, I discovered that the more reason why Festus Keyamo, the present Minister of Aviation, is not probing Hadi Sirika is because he partook in that fraudulent deal that gulped down 85.4 billion. All right. If he wasn't part of it, he would have proved it long time ago. Do you understand where I'm going to? Please stay tuned. Now, I noticed that these two people, Festus Keyamo and Hadi Sirika, would not have been able to pull this stunt, all right, without somebody inside the house. So after, consulting informants and making investigations, we noticed that somebody in-house who is now highly placed aided the theft of this 85.4 billion. Who was that person? The Chief of Staff of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is no other person than Femi, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila. Yes, these three people who knew where they would be when the next government takes over had to play it fast. All right. Now, Festus Keyamo had the judiciary and he had to cover up for that. And he knew he would be given the Ministry of Aviation. That was why that ministry was left vacant all the while. Do you understand? Yes, until Festus Keyamo was given a ministerial appointment. Okay. So we'll be checking this expose and you will know how Hadi Sirika exposed how Festus Keyamo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria and present Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Management, and Femi Gbajabiamila, the Chief of Staff, aided Hadi Sirika's 85.42 billion theft under the pretext of the Nigerian Air Project fraud. He called it Nigerian Air Project, but it is now known as a Nigerian Air Project scam. Please stay tuned for the expose. Former Aviation Minister Hadi Sirika, who bamboozled Nigerians with a fake Air Nigeria project, where he allegedly squandered 85.42 billion naira on transaction advisors, working capital, and consultancy bills for the project between 2016 and 2023, is working a free man. The current Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Management, Festus Keyamo, has seen the books. he has been adequately briefed of the looting of the funds for the Air Nigeria project by the former Minister of Aviation. Festus Keyamo, senior advocate of Nigeria, has decided to go quiet and play the ostrich in the matter. This only proves that Festus Keyamo knows something we all Nigerians don't. According to informants, Festus Keyamo and Hadi Sirika, the former aviation minister, entered a deal allegedly superintended by Chief of Staff Femi Gbajabiamila for the 85.42 billion naira fraud to be swept under the carpet immediately Hadi Sirika, the former Minister of Aviation, leaves office. Hadi Sirika, on his part, parted with billions of naira to ensure that Femi Gbajabiamila and Festus Keyamo, who is now the Minister of Aviation, are happy to give him cover and ensure that nothing goes wrong along the line. This actually happens to be the second time that Hadi Sirika has bamboozled Nigerians with a very big case of fraud. But if Festus Keyamo wants to prove this particular update wrong, he should actually begin by prosecuting Hadi Sirika over the 85.42 billion naira fraud. This is because Festus Keyamo over time has been in the business of writing petitions to various anti-graft agencies and various security agencies in the country in order to make sure that lots of things that have gone wrong over time be corrected. This should be also one of his prerogatives, not just because he is a senior advocate of Nigeria and he should protect the law, but because this particular allegation is happening right under his nose. This goes further to challenge Festus Keyamo. If this particular update seems wrong, then he is at will as a member of the Judicial Council and also as the Minister of Aviation to probe the former Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika. Right, okay, I have seen and you have seen, okay. So since we are all witnesses to all this, I don't know, but in the final part of the expose there was a massive call on Festus Keyamo to probe the former Minister of Aviation if this is a lie or if this is just a made-up sort of content or news. So that is for Festus Keyamo to answer. But for 85 billion to go down the drain, it is something unheard of. Like, it is something that can actually dent the Ministry of Aviation, and it has. It's not all by visiting these various airports and visiting offices and all that Festus Keyamo has been doing. Probe the real affairs, okay? Probe the real thieves, okay? You have sacked almost more than 5 directors in the space of a week, right? So start from the head where this problem all began, and I think the Ministry of Aviation will be cleansed for good. All right, yeah. We'll go to the next update. Now, in Rivers State, the crisis has been ongoing, all right? But according to Fred Nzeako is a legal practitioner. He feels that it is quite embarrassing that democracy is in coma in Rivers State. According to Barrister Fred, he describes the Nyesom Wike and Fubara controversy as civilian dictatorship. Please stay tuned for the interview where this learned legal practitioner explained in his own terms what he feels and his reactions over the recent controversy in Rivers State.
I think it's very embarrassing and very shocking that democracy is in coma in Rivers State, outright coma. And what we are seeing is not what can be described as democracy. It can be described as civilian dictatorship. And it's so embarrassing because Rivers people must not allow themselves to follow a particular trajectory. The trajectory that started during Nigerian Civil War of 1967-1970, when out of all the countries, states of Nigeria, only in Rivers did the Igbo man lose his property and it was called abandoned property. That means the people have sown bad blood in their polity, and such philosophical and spiritual paradigm must be looked into. And when you now extend that argument you say that there's no love lost among the leaders of River State. Instead of showing brotherhood, brotherly love, what you are seeing in Rivers is brotherly brutality. Between 1999 and 2007, Governor Peter Odili was in charge. Did everything he did, brought his boy, in quote, Rotimi Amaechi, made him a governor, and how did it end? He couldn't go to Rivers State because Rotimi Amaechi ran him out of town. Rotimi now nominated Wike to become Minister of State for Education. What did he get? Rotimi run out of town by Wike. Now Wike has brought in Fubara, and before you say Jack, there's a problem. And up till today, nobody has said or told Rivers people the sins or the offense of Fubara, the governor. And you now tie it back to 1967, 1970. The spirit and the ghosts of those who lost their properties is still haunting Rivers State. And I can tell you that the elders of Rivers State need to go back, pick the children, the young ones, and begin to teach them brotherly love instead of brotherly brutality, which is what we are seeing in Rivers State. Recall that the commercialization of kidnapping started in Rivers, and today Nigeria has not gone out of it, and it has festered around the whole country, and nobody is safe. That tells you that whatever is happening in Rivers has a way of affecting the peace of Nigeria. And like the elders will begin to tell you that the Wild Wild West started like this from one corner of the country, and before you know it, it affected the rest of the country. Very deliberate efforts must be made to begin to solve these challenges in Rivers State. On the side of the people of Rivers, they need to nip these issues in the bud. Teach their children from the cradle what brotherly love means, so that they will now carry it through to their politics, to their policies, and to their administration, and to everything that goes on in Rivers State. As we speak, what is happening between Wike and Fubara, today it is political issue, tomorrow it has gone to destruction, and the next, God forbid, it may become fatal. The next stage will be the stage of fatality. And by the time it comes to that stage of fatality, vengeance will come in, and it becomes a difficult problem to be handled. So not only that Nigerians are now asking that the leaders of the country must look into Rivers challenge, the people of Rivers and those who are in authority in Rivers State must begin to know that everything that has to do with the welfare of the people must be paramount. What we are seeing today, ego and the interests of one man against the other. And it is costing the state a lot, embarrassing Nigeria and embarrassing democracy.
Well, everybody is saying Wike is at fault, Sim is at fault, Sim Fubara is at fault. PDP leaders came out from Obiakpo local government area where Wike is from to call him to order. Some time ago, Ijaw leaders came out, to call Sim Fubara to order. There is a high level of politics taking place in Rivers State. If Ijaw leaders came out sometime to call Sim Fubara to order that he is doing something wrong, that means the Ijaw tribe is divided against their son, Sim Fubara. If leaders of the PDP from Obiakpo local government area in Rivers State, where Wike comes from, which allegedly serves, or which generally serves as his mother polling unit or political party, or political party headquarters or whatever, that brought him out, that means they are divided in that particular political party, and from his own side too. So you find it hard to really establish the main support. But I will say this with no equivocation, that the people of Rivers State are solidly behind Sim Fubara, and that is the more reason why I feel Nyesom Wike would lose this, or would actually finally lose the whole thing. Because if he doesn't, I think Sim Fubara may not survive it. But because the people say Sim Fubara is their governor and they are ready to support him come what may, that is why I feel Nyesom Wike may lose out at the final stages. So whatever politics is trying to play with Rivers, it may not work out. Mark this day, it may not work out, because Sim Fubara has the backings of the people, and then he has few connections in the PDP that not just not to contest with Nyesom Wike, but he also has his own power as the governor to govern affairs in the state. Don't forget, that same point where he began from was where Nyesom Wike began from when he began fighting Rotimi Amechi. Okay, we all know who came out victorious in that war. So let's see how things unfold. On the international scene, the Israeli versus Hamas war has been on rampage, or it has been on occurrence for a very long while now. Okay, now since the fortnight, lots of deaths have been recorded, and the truth is, the Israeli over time have had a prospect for a two-state settlement, kind of. A part of them, though, which serves as a majority, have had this prospect of a two-state settlement, which the Hamas seem to be open to. Now, not just because these people from Palestine are open to this, but they have their own part of the bargain that needs to be fulfilled by the Israeli. All right, what are they trying to say? According to Israeli officials, they feel that this war might end in just the snap of a finger if the Palestinians, or if the Hamas, surrender and give up the hostages in their custody. All right. Now, on the contrary, these Palestinians, the Hamas, to be very precise, seem to be more open to a two-way contract, or a two-way agreement, let me say. The Hamas seem to be more open to the exchange of Palestinian captives for Israeli captives, so everything can go well settled within the two sides. All right. Now, I have a very respected lecturer to really brief us on this occurrence. Okay, Dr. Nathaniel George is a lecturer in politics of the Middle East in the SOAS University of London. All right. He has a very vast knowledge on the politics of the Middle East, and he has been following up the Israeli versus the Hamas war for a very long while now. Please stay tuned for Dr. Nathaniel George.
Hamas has been clear from the beginning that what it seeks is a negotiated exchange of Palestinian captives for the Israeli captives that it has. So that is the position of Hamas. And so far, after 69 days of Israeli military activity and indiscriminate bombing of civilian targets, mostly, they've been unable to achieve the control of the Gaza Strip that would be necessary for defeating Hamas. Hamas has been clear from the day one that they're open to a negotiated end of the war and exchange of captives. Now, the latest statement of Haniya, I haven't heard exactly, but this has been the position of Hamas. And in fact, the Hamas position in the 2017 charter, and reiterated in the past decade many times, is that they would be willing to accept a Palestinian state on the 1967 borders that have had full sovereignty. Now, contrary to popular belief, it's Israel who has never been serious about achieving this kind of a two-state solution, as opposed to the creation of a sovereign Palestinian state in control of its borders, security, and its foreign and domestic policy. Well, because where do they say they're sworn to Israeli destruction? You can actually read their statements are available to be quoted from and text. And on the other hand, we had just the Israeli ambassador to the UK on UK TV yesterday saying clearly there would be absolutely no chance of Israel accepting a Palestinian state.
Right, excellent analysis there from Dr. Nat George from the Department of Politics of the Middle East, SOAS University of London. All right. Now, the political science department in the SOAS University of London over time has experienced a pool or a large, distribution of highly intelligent and wise, lecturers and professors over time. Now, Dr. Nat George has over time, stood out as not just an analyst on air, but somebody who tries to delve in the importance of the politics of the Middle East and how it affects religion. All right, there is something that happens in the Middle East that doesn't or tends not to happen anywhere. The mix-up of religion and politics. Okay, it has a very wide range of domicile in that part in that Asian part of the world. All right, in as much as other parts of the world who practice politics too, especially this sort of politics, experience this. But that's happening in the Middle East, especially in these places, Palestine and Israel has been on the rise. All right, so thanks to Dr. Nathaniel George there for throwing more insights on the issues. Well, I am of the opinion that the Israelis should respect this two-way settlement for the agreement brought forth by the Palestinians, and let everything go. Provide these hostages, and they will do same, and let sleeping dogs lie. Thank you so much for staying this far. Please don't forget to like this video, share them to all social media platforms, and if you're watching me for the first time, please tap the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you will get to see me over and over again while I drop new updates. See you next time. Bye.